G'day everyone, I just thought I'd give you an update for those interested. This is not a funny video like I think my last one was with my son Eden. I'll get onto that in a minute. Lots to talk about. In a nutshell, the movie, a lot of people saying streaming and all this stuff. Again, if I do that, if I put it up for $10 or whatever, someone's just going to rip it off, put it on their site or go viral. I won't make much money off it, which is... I'm not comparing myself to Picasso, but he's got an interesting quote when someone just goes, fuck, 25 million bucks for that painting. And he went, no, that's for fucking 40 years of work, that painting. Whereas the person thinking, you just knocked that out in a few days. And to me, that's what this movie's about. I've been doing comedy for 20, 30 years, 20 years before Gary. And then I got Gary. That was 6 years of fucking a lot of work. And this movie has been 2 months of editing just to get the rough cut. So I'm going to push forward and try and... I've been told I can edit. It's on Movie Maker, second, third generation now. If I put it up, you guys would be pretty happy with it. But even if I do eventually put it up on the net, which is my backstop option, I want it to be good because it's going to be up there forever. So I've been told in order to get it ready for a movie, I can possibly edit in Final Cut Pro or Adobe Premiere on a PC, where I go back to all my original footage and just marry it up with this rough cut I've got. You know, I've got an edit every 2 seconds for fucking 100 minutes, so it's a big edit. And then hand it on to someone who'll do color grading, sound grading, put a couple of graphics in, and I don't think I'll need background music because it's just fucking chock-a-block all the way through words. And yeah, and then give it a go at selling it as a movie. Now, from my research into the movie industry, it's not a free market. They basically buy your script and then give you a lump sum and, you know, offer you fucking red carpets and fucking awards and fucking fame and sex and drugs. Again, I don't want that. I just want some fucking money so I can pay my debts and then invest it in my next project. I'm not really into building up assets. I'm nearly 50 and I just couldn't give a fuck, man. I'm more worried about living a long, healthy life. And, you know, I'm not really, you know, the money now is, they're just forcing you to put it into property in the stock market. I'd rather put it into shit that creates resources. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do with the movie. And I'm having a movie showing in Niseko, which is apparently an Aussie snowboarding town in Hokkaido, next Friday night, the 16th. So if anyone's up there, to the Lava Pizza Lounge. The owner is great. He's actually putting posters up and just generating interest in it from his end, which will give him fucking pizza sales and beer sales, which makes sense. That's win-win-win. I get a bit of money, cover my airfare up there. He gets a bit, and you know, the people watch the movie get good value for 1,000 yen. It's about $10. But the main thing is I just want the final feedback so I can go ahead with this edit. So I just want a couple more viewings. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. Now, I'm doing these videos, and it's pissing off a few people who are going, oh, I want some funny shit and all this. And obviously, I'll just show you one classic thing is here. This page used to be funny, boring as fuck now, too political and about earning money. And I really think the amount of people who just get on and go, get fuck, mate, it's his job, man deserves to get paid, and just fuck off. It's 2018. If you don't like something on the internet, you basically just fuck off. It's pretty easy. And it's been an interesting journey for me. I was just like, I assume most of you guys just had your own page, and you know, you got a few friends who watch it, and maybe a few people have turned out to my gigs. So the people replying to me, I've got a pretty good contact with them. And then things go viral, and all of a sudden you're getting people contacting you who you've never met in your fucking life, and they're just fucking abusing it. And it's like, it's easy to say just ignore it, but it's like saying, would you ignore just fucking graffiti put up on your house constantly? You know, obviously when you go through this, I've got to work out who are the fucking dumb cunts, who are the fuckwits, and who are the psychos. Who are the dumb cunts who just talk about something they don't know? Like this guy, it's all about making money. You got to make money to pay the bills, mate, and to move forward. So onto new projects and create new things. That's what free market capitalism is, and that's what's under assault now. It's free market capitalism is under assault. The amount of people who are writing in saying, stop doing this. It's totalitarianism. It's like them basically saying, I don't agree with what you're doing or saying, so fucking stop it, right? Now, you don't really give a shit about these people as much as, you can. They are an annoyance, but the main worry now is actually YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook itself, who are just really censoring free market capitalism ideologies, mainly people from the alternate right, just going, we don't want this left-wing totalitarianism coming in, and we don't want this hard-right totalitarianism either. But the hard-right totalitarianism is just such a fucking minor percentage of the population. I get them on my page. I'll show you an example. See here, Jewish evangelists. It basically, I don't know if this guy's Jewish or not, but he's mentioning the Kalergi plan, which a few people have mentioned. And, they mention it, and they fucking mention it a few times. Like this guy, he's mentioned it twice in my last post. Here we go. If you go down there, he's done it again. So these sort of white supremacists, let's call them what they are. They basically want just fucking white people on the planet, really. And, like this guy here, Restoration Europe. Why are you deleting my comments, you pussy? Hail Hitler. Like, I'm not deleting anyone's comments. YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter are. Now, Hail Hitler, white supremacy. To me, it's just fucking boring, man. That's all you got, right? It's and it's based on totalitarianism. Hitler was a Nazi, National Socialist. That's how you get Nazi National Socialists in German, which is basically based around printing your own money. So it's the same thing as what Hitler was coming up against, really. International Socialists versus National Socialists. That's what Second World War was about. And Hitler, he put up a good fight, but he was basically just trying to replicate what the world order was anyway. I want the ability to just print my own money, and I'll just give it out into things that'll prop up my control of things. And that's what this whole world is at the moment. Apparently it's about 30,000, apparently the world is about 30,000 per person on the fucking planet in debt. To who? The people who print money. The people who print money out of thin air. We're in fucking debt to them for 30 grand of this imaginary money. When I say imaginary, when it gets down to it, money's not based on gold or anything. Nixon took it off the fucking gold standard, so there's no physical thing it's based on. It's based on an idea. There's nothing in money in the periodic chart. So we're, $30,000. It's $30,000 in debt for everyone. Look, basically what we're basically saying is the war at the moment, and the Trump supporters are basically saying we want free market capitalism to get humanity out of the fucking hole we're in, this debt hole. And whereas the totalitarians on the left are basically saying, no, we just want to fund this victim culture. If you're a victim or if you've got pain, we'll sort it out by just fucking throwing money there. And if you give us votes, we'll keep doing that. Now, the funny thing is they're using the far right as a way to censor the alternate left. The alternate right, sorry. So they're basically saying the alternate right are deep down fucking white supremacists. It's kind of like people who say that marijuana is a gateway drug to ice and heroin. Where it's not, right? So, yeah, I've got these people, Hail Hitler and all this. It's just fucking, I'll go into it because I think YouTube, Twitter and Facebook are going to fucking shut probably my page down. They've demonetized it. I don't know why. I'm getting no answer back. I got tied up with a full screen, which is a middle person who they basically say, oh, well, if you're going to monetize your YouTube, come to us, and you go to them and you realise they just give you nothing and they use you. So I'm just completely demonetised, and that's why I kind of laugh at the people who come in and go, "Oh, we'll just fucking stop doing this content, Jimbo." It's like, I don't give a fuck, man. I don't get, there's very few people out of the 1.7 million on Facebook who actually consistently watch my Facebook, and the same with YouTube. There's probably only a few thousand who watch it. I've got 150,000 followers, but most people just liked it once and don't even fucking look at it again. So the people saying, "Oh, well, you've got to obey what I think." They're thinking that the people watching these YouTube are giving me money through ads. There's no connection between how many people watch this and how much money I get. There's nothing. The only people who really fucking support me are on Patreon, and these people are just giving me money for what I do. Right? I'll just go to here. It's fucking. Oh yeah. Couldn't be fucked editing that little bit out. I've done enough on the Gary video, editing out all the dud spots. Yeah, 116 patrons, $350 a month, and fucking that keeps me going, man. $350 a month wasn't enough to get the Gary thing keep rolling. When I'm on the road, $100 a night to just fucking get into a hotel so I can edit up, and food and fuel when I can't find veggie oil, and the whole thing was fucking expensive. But actually, just sitting here, it's fucking cheap, man. I know how to live simply. So does Yumi. Kids are in school, and I still need money, but I don't have to survive on it as much now. So the people giving me support on Patreon, you guys, fucking thank you. You guys are the wind beneath my wing just to keep going. I'm not going to go into welfare, and I'm not going to fucking get a job I hate. I'm going to keep doing what I think I can contribute the most to the free market capitalism free world, and that is just fucking doing these videos. And I'm just going through a bit of a lull now where I try and get this Gary movie up, and I'm going to do some family videos and stuff, but yeah, they can't all be winners. So this politics is interesting. I'm going to fucking go into it if anyone's got to this point. The far right, I mean, I've looked into it. I was in India about 6 years ago, and I was going on a train through India, and every train stop they had these bookstores, and on the bookstores they had these Mein Kampf written by Adolf Hitler. It was on their, it's on the train station vendor, like a bookstore, like it was a J.K. Rowling book, and I was just pissing myself, like as if you'd fucking have Mein Kampf, Adolf Hitler, just advertised anywhere in Australia, in a bookstore, anywhere, out in the open. I was just laughing. On about the 6 stops I saw it, I was, just thinking, imagine that. You're in Sydney, Parramatta, Bondi Junction, wherever, and you're just fucking on the train reading Mein Kampf. Fucking hell. People would be going, oh, fuck, man, I bet you when he takes the hat off, he's a fucking skinhead. And he's a fucking... Anyway. And then after a while, I thought, you know what, fuck it. I really enjoy free speech. And I think an important thing of people who love free speech is defending the rights of people who've got an opposite opinion to them. It's like, I don't agree with you, but I'll fucking defend your right to say it. That's why there's people who are writing going, I don't fucking like what you say, Jimbo, stop it. They're not, they've got no respect for free speech. And, so I thought, okay, I'll read fucking Mein Kampf. I had some time. So I sat down in this hut and I read it. Now, people who have read it will agree, even the people who like what he's saying, it's a fucking long rambling book. It's like one of my videos I'm doing now. It's fucking it's rambling, right? And the things I got out of it were basically, I was surprised that he was on the front line in the First World War. I went, oh yeah, you've actually seen the horrors of war from the, you weren't in the rear with the gear. And he sort of came up from nothing. He was just doing speeches, a bit like a stand-up comedian, really, where you're just going around just hiring a hall, like I'm trying to get a hall to show my video, and you're thinking, oh, if I get this many people in, I'll be able to pay the fee to get up there and all this. And he literally built it up to, he was probably the most biggest public speaker ever in history. I mean, some of his massive Nuremberg rallies, like, there's a fucking lot of people there. I mean, this guy was entertainers and politicians sort of usually got the same skills. I mean, just look at Trump. Now, okay, I'm bringing Trump into it. What I find interesting is a lot of the liberals are using these far right, I'm going to say this point again, as an example of where the alternate right is going to go. It's like, no, Trump is just all for free market. And so I'm basically just saying the far right, you're being used by the international socialists as an example of that you've been used as the main excuse to shut down pages like mine and a lot of the alternate rights because they claim that we're white supremacists. But anyone can see on my site, like I've been attacked by liberals who are basically going, "Oh, you're racist because you're a Trump supporter," and I've got these Hail Hitler people who are writing in with the clergy plan, which was I looked into the clergy plan. It's some plan some guy did well before I was born for the European Union, basically for the New World Order, basically saying we've got to like wipe out white people, so we've got to bring in immigrants and get them to breed. So these people were saying to me that I'm doing this because of the clergy plan. What I'm saying to you is I'm not, and it also doesn't mean that white people who breed with white people are fucking following the clergy or giving the finger to it. It's just that it's free will, man. People can do whatever the fuck they want, and if you think people are doing interbreeding because of the clergy plan, just because of it, you really don't believe in free will, and that's what the free market, free speech people want. We believe that humanity can go ahead through the free market and it can deliver all these products which socialism say they help the old, help the young, help the injured. You can do that if it's transparent, if you can see where money goes from, and you can see that no one is, like even on DTube, I'm looking at, like, I'm going to be wiped off, and a lot of people are going to be wiped off Facebook and Twitter and YouTube soon. It's just there's a massive censoring coming in by the left saying we don't want any of these alternate right people having their voice because it's going to affect the next American election, 2020. If Trump gets in, the free market is winning even more, and so they're just basically censoring. And the alternate right doesn't want censorship because we believe our arguments are strong enough to take on alternative ideas, and we also believe that if an alternative idea comes up that's better, we'll fucking go yeah, fucking agree. The best ideas will rise to the top. So censorship is a massive threat to us because it's a threat to just ideas, and people slowly waking up that the left is just totalitarianism. If you want to know what totalitarianism is, it just basically comes down to, it's a long word, it's cold, I can't get the words out. It basically comes down to any system where there's a small amount of people who've got the ability to print money. Full stop, which is what the left think and the far right believe in. Whereas the alternate right do not believe in that at all. They believe in free market, and where does my passion for the free market come from? It comes from, I've been in the comedy industry. It's basically controlled. It's propaganda. If you haven't got a full left-wing view, you're not going to rise to the top. You're just not going to get the TV gigs. You're not going to get the corporate gigs. So I've gone out to the free market, just gone around Australia. I get paid a little bit of money below the taxable threshold for most of the years I was on the road till Gary came along. Directly from people who enjoy my comedy in the pub, and that's what I tried to get happening here on social media, and only the Patreon people are doing it, where I'm creating a not a product, a service through these videos which have gone to millions of people, and I'm going, I want money from the people who are watching and enjoying my videos, because I realise that I've got to get money. If I'm going to get money, it's got to be through advertising another company or these corporates who are getting subsidised as well from the money printers via the government. So yeah, it's just a direct income, and I realise that when I just say I'd like some money directly from the fans, it's been seen as like begging. It's been seen as like, well, if you can't get money from corporates, you're obviously not good. It's like, man, I've got Gary, not me, but I did Gary. It's got way more fans than so many big profile comedians and who have had massive exposure to mainstream media decades, and I'm just fucking coming up with simple entertainment straight to you. So it's working. What has worked, and I'm going to try and, the icing on the cake is this Gary movie where I just want direct money from the fans, and I'm trying to launder it through the cinema business first, but I'm going to just basically get the best copy I can of this movie. It's going to take a few more months. If I can't get money through the cinema industry because they want to re-edit things, and I've been red pilled, and so is this movie. They're not going to fucking put it up, man. But I'm not going to give up. I'm going to try. So that's basically what I'm saying. Just a long rambling video, 20 minutes. I'll try and wrap it up for now. I'm just basically saying I'm trying to earn an income from what I do, which is these videos, and it's from this movie, and it's so I can move on in the free market, so I don't have to just keep. It is bordering on begging, but it's just advertising. I'm just going, I want to be paid directly from fans. I appreciate all the people who don't pay me but just support me by not writing in shit onto my webpage, which is totalitarian shit like, I don't believe what you think, and therefore I think you should be shut down. That is totalitarianism from the left and the far right, with this fucking Hail Hitler shit and fucking white supremacy. It's like, mate, before fucking multiculturalism, look at Europe in the 1800s, before then, for fucking thousands of years, it was just fucking white people biffing each other. Any race, you just go, you want black people, you want Asian people, you want mixed people, whatever, they're still going to fucking fight, man. It's not about race or sex or all these things that the mainstream media is trying to divide us on. It's just basically between the free market, free speech, free will, man. The ability to do what the fuck you want and then present it to the market. And if the market likes it, they go, yeah, I'm going to buy it off you and give you more resources so that you can create more of it, as opposed to this thing which is just a complete money-making monopoly. We've got the ability to print money, a small amount of money, and just fucking give it out, and we hate free market. The free market is the only threat. Hitler wasn't a fucking threat to the international socialists. They realised that Hitler was just printing his own money and did a fucking good job. I mean, Germany was the economic success story of the 20th century. Fucking definitely give Hitler that one. He turned Germany from the basket case of Europe in the 1920s to a country which needed 170 odd countries to fucking take him out, and these were all funded through the same central banks who were just printing their own money. So it's one country versus fucking 170. It's doing the same thing, but the only threat to this totalitarian left-wing Marxist thing that's arisen since capitalism exploded onto the world in the 1800s and created this great difference between rich and poor, but and created all these products and everything. It's a fucking massive threat to the people who create money. So they don't like it. That's what I stand for, and for all the people out there who've been brainwashed into thinking, capitalism is just going to lead to one despotic person rising up amongst them, the ranks, or corporations taking over. Corporations can only take over when they can bribe the government, and they can only get bribe the government when they're in collusion with the money printers. You can just go, yeah, we'll just subsidise you. That's what the last global financial crash was. It was just the bailouts was just subsidising the institutions and banks that propped up the system, and it's coming to a fucking big crash again, man. It's obvious. The totalitarian is just going to hope that, they can, with machines and everything, they can fucking take control of everything before people realise that, fuck, we've had our free will taken away. And this is including the victims who just are championing this left wing, give me money and fucking victim rights and everything. That they'll realise in the end too that their free will has just been taken away. So free will, free speech, I really encourage anyone to write in who's got a different opinion to me, to all the people, the white supremacists, the clergy people. Like, can you just write it once, not just fucking write it again and again? You're fucking boring, man. it's my page. If I'm going to fucking repeat stuff, it's me. But if you're just going to repeat the same shit, I can hear you and I've acknowledged you in this post. But the far right and the far left, you are fucking all fucking totalitarianisms who are basically reliant on the handouts from a small amount of people who've got the ability to print money. Whereas free market capitalism doesn't do that. And for all the people going, oh, well, it's going to take rise to these corporations or individuals that'll take over and become fucking dictators, is fucking bullshit, man. We've got the internet, we've got transparency. So this free market capitalism can be based on not only what I give out, but I don't mind if someone looks through, I don't mind bank accounts. I mean, it's easy for me, I've got no assets, which the tax department hates about me because fucking what are you going to do? Fucking, you know, you can't go after someone like me because I've got no assets. I'll put it all into my business, and fucking I've got no assets. So it's fucking great, man. My only asset I want is my health and the fucking health of my family. So we know how to live pretty simply. So we're going to go down that track and make more videos. And the free market, man, is going to deliver humanity to the next level. It's not going to be this totalitarianism. I'm going to fucking repeat it, based on printing fucking money, which is based on nothing that has any physical existence. So yeah, if anyone wants to keep me going, I want direct money from the fans. I don't mind whether it's through a t-shirt, through my merch shop, which I'll put the link to, all this rum. Here's an example of a guy who hates me, who's one of them's put up there. The rum is going through another company in Rockhampton. It's a small distillery. They're not Bundy rum, so they can't afford to just fucking bung out $30 bottles. They're a bit more expensive. They're $65. $6 goes to me, and you got to go rum bottle, which will probably become a collector's item soon, maybe. I don't know how long we'll be able to get away with doing this, but yeah. If you want to support me, you can go onto Patreon and or PayPal, jimbo@jimbo.com.au. Seriously, $10 fucking helps. $1 does. And I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to be able to keep the pace up. Yumi, my partner, is going to India soon, so I'm going to be essentially a dad in Japan for a month or two, and that's where my main energy is going to be going. But I'll be doing videos about it, which I think will be quite entertaining as well, and a bit shorter than these videos. Anyway, it's 27 minutes. Thanks for listening to everyone. By all means, give it to me, but if you're going to give it to me in criticism, come up with a reason. Don't just come up with a totalitarian, I don't agree with it, therefore it's shut down, because, man, you are just reflecting what social media is doing. Mainstream media is obviously controlled by an agenda. The idea that a conspiracy theory is conspiracy. Look at the lead up to the American election with Trump. They were just going, nah, he's got no chance of winning, and then he won. It wasn't as if they turned around and give balanced views about him. And what that guy's doing is fucking amazing, I reckon. Yeah, which confuses the fuck out of some of the hardcore right-wingers who are, just love what I'm talking about but hate the fact that I've got mixed children. It's not about race. It's about freedom of speech. It's about free will. And it's about the free market, and that's got nothing to do with your fucking DNA, man. It's simply an idea that's come up and championed predominantly by white people in the 1800s, 1700s, but it wasn't there before then, and it's disappearing now. It's simply an idea, man, and that's what's going to save humanity and progress it forward. Cheers, guys. I'm out.